Yeah, I love doing those. The camps are always fun. I find them, to me, they're like kind of like a boot camp thing because you generally have to do a song a day, which I think is a good exercise. And I always come out of it kind of inspired because everyone's so excited to kind of be there and bouncing ideas back and forth. And you get, I don't know, it helps, it's a good, healthy thing to do, you know? You don't do it that often because, usually it's a little less formal and a little, it's which is great too, but the song camps are like, so, you got a mission when you go in there. So that keeps it fun, Tavish, Danny Dell and Diamond. And yeah, we'd made a kind of a little bit of a naughty tune, a little sexy. It was good. It was fun. Honestly, yeah, it's just been kind of keeping your vision clear and knowing what you think is missing in the world of music and knowing what you can bring to it and just kind of following that and being true to that and studying and learning, and then things kind of come to you really. I'd say the hardest decisions I've had to make were more earlier decisions where I was going in school, and I did school for television broadcast, and then I pivoted into audio engineering because I was like, I do like film and everything, but I'm more of an audio guy. And then after that, I was like, well, I don't really I'm gonna chase my dream, and I want to perform, I want to play and produce. So I had to make that decision and kind of drop out of school and do that. So those were the harder decisions. And then everything else, once I did that, it was just kind of just stay focused and go hard. And then, yeah, it paid off. So I think just staying focused and keeping your vision clear and study and be true to the music and to yourself. And yeah, the biggest challenge was just getting the break, which kind of came through. I was in Montreal and meeting Kate Tronada. That was my break because when he was blowing up, we were friends, and then he was sharing my music. So he put my stuff out there, which people listened to it and liked it. So then that was my break. And after that point, the challenge was a lot easier because once that happened, it was like people, like-minded people knew who I was now, and you can meet other people, and it was a lot easier after that. So yeah, just it's good to find that break and to be individualistic enough that when your music gets out there that you'll have enough of an identity behind it. Because a lot of people, I feel like, chase other people's sounds and get really good at that, but then they don't have any identity in the music. So people can't they're easier to forget, I guess. So it's good to learn about yourself in the music and put yourself into the music, I think is really important. It takes years and years and years and years because it's funny you say that. That used to be when I first started to producing, you'd be like, oh, this is such a sick idea. And then you sit with it, you're like, that's just literally that song, So I feel like that's inevitable. So the more you listen and the more you listen deep, right? Don't just listen to the obvious main influence, which of course you're going to because it's good, but you got to keep listening a lot, and then you take little things from a lot of different places, so it becomes harder to see and it's also I think people it's also a good thing to hear when an artist you could hear their influences when it's not being ripped off, right? Because I used to be like, I don't want to sound like anybody, but then you listen to someone that you could tell sounds like a bunch of people and you get stoked. You're like, cool. You're like, oh, they like them too. And so it's a good thing to have influences, but just don't rip it off,